Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. We should be back with the action momentarily. As you can see, both these two teams get themselves geared up to go for the game 3. If you're just tuning in, the winners of this, best of 1 now because they've been playing the best of 3 all day, will face off against AFK Gaming in the best of 5 straight after this. So, it's going to be a long, hard slug for one of these two teams. Isurus Gaming, my favourites to win this now, after the performances that they've been putting on so far. Can they continue doing that going forward? We'll find out. Alongside me today is the man, the myth, the legend, also known as a original solo laner. Original hunter, now solo laner, Ataraxia from Team Titan.
Hello, hello, hello. We're just in time for picks and bans, it seems.
Just in time indeed. INTZ will be first pick, first ban. They're going to take away Neath immediately. They don't want to give that over to Isurus Gaming again.
I'm surprised by this because they are on the first pick side, so they saw the effectiveness it had in the first game, and I'm surprised they didn't decide to maybe try it themselves.
Well, we're going to see Ymir and Athena banned once again by Isurus Gaming. They're the same two bans they've done every single game pretty much. And once again, INTZ go with the Anhur pick for QE3Q.
I mean, he seems very comfortable on it. Did they ban it out last time, or did he just choose not to pick it?
I think he chose against it based off the composition that they saw, because they went to Xbalanque Geb, if you remember.
Yeah, that's right. So we should see more of him in the early game. I think this is what they need, is to pick the stronger ones early, less of the late game reliance.
Well, let's see what else they're going to see from Isurus Gaming this time around. Will they switch things up, or will they keep going the same path they've gone for so far, which, in fairness, has worked out great for them. INTZ are the ones really on the back foot, honestly. I'm going to see a Serqet picked up this game and an Agni.
That's I like that start, but they have left themselves a bit open with some cripple heavy gods still available. I know Replikas is not a fan of playing Serqet into a Poseidon, and Ares is of course on the table, which I believe INTZ banned in game 1, right?
I'm not, maybe, no, I don't think we did see an Ares ban, not at least this stage of the game we did see an Ares ban. We may see an Ares pick up now though. We'll see if we're going to see anything different out of INTZ, because INTZ has played both games. There's the Vamana pick early on by INTZ. Now Isurus Gaming have banned that in the counterban phase every time in the past 2 games. So INTZ have decided to pick this one up early. But that can be putting to a bad matchup now and again.
Yeah, he does have his unfavorable matchups. I think maybe Isurus is a tough one, but he's not really a current favor pick, so it's a risky move, but he's like, well, if I want to play Vamana, I've got to get it before the bans. So he's taking a bit of a risk here, but if he's as comfortable as everyone seems to think he is, then maybe it'll pay off for him.
It's not often I get to look at the screen so much, but seeing Vamana with that bring it hand is amazing. That makes me so happy. Keeps a guy's hand there. But Isurus Gaming pick up Xbalanque once again. But actually, I think this is the first time we've seen them on Xbalanque. And there's the Ares pick that we were discussing about cripples against the Serqet. And against this composition, this could cause a few issues for them, especially when they just locked in Cabrakan too.
I love this. This is fantastic. They have such a dominant presence. This is what I was talking about with the Ares and the Double Guardian. He really makes it, he brings it home. And Cabrakan kind of functions similar to Ymir. He's going to blink in, do a ton of damage, and then Ares is going to finish him off. So I'm a big fan of this draft.
Well, we do see a Bellona finally locked in. She's been available this whole tournament. That's the first time we've seen her picked up. It's probably going to be a solo lane Bellona to take on this Vamana. I'm not sure how that matchup really plays out. I'm pretty sure they're both pretty weak early on in terms of wave clear, and then slowly scale into the game together. Bellona, she's going to struggle a little bit against Ares too.
Yeah, she is. I did have the opportunity to play Bellona vs Vamana against Zarya recently, and the way it played out in the SPL game was that early game I got the edge, I managed to get some extra gold on him and really pull ahead a little bit, but Vamana eventually, you just can't fight him. He's just going to outtrade you, and it was difficult to deal with. So we'll see how this one plays out, because Bellona I feel does have the edge for the first 10 minutes maybe,
okay,
and then Vamana should take it.
Well, from what we've seen of the solo laner so far coming out from Isurus Gaming, he's not too scared of playing all sorts. They actually banned away the Sobek this game. Don't want him playing at this 3rd game in a row. Clearly, he wasn't comfortable. It was the Troll King dealing with that one. As they tune back in with the analysts one more time, just as they get themselves loaded into the game, you can hear the background noises there. That's not me on my stream, guys. That is the live feed we're getting through here as them loaded into the game. They're actually in game now. You can hear it of the actual game. Oh, the caster doesn't look happy. He's praying.
He's depressed.
He's praying for INTZ to win. He's probably saying they got Serqet and Bellona. They got Serqet and Bellona. What were they thinking? That is DM Brandon. That is Latin American DM Brandon. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? It's Bart and DM Brandon. Latin American Bart, Latin American DM Brandon. And now they're discussing the picks of this game and what the plan is going to be. So, talk to me, Ataraxia. Talk to me about these two compositions. Who are you favouring in this game 3?
Oh, they've got the teams wrong. I almost freaked out then.
Yeah,
I'm definitely on INTZ's favour here because they have the early game. This is what they need to do. They've been getting outplayed, frankly, by Isurus in the early game every single game so far, and now they've responded in kind with this power pick of AFK, Cabrakan, and Janus. They are very mobile because of the Janus, and they're very strong with heavy CC thanks to Cabrakan and AFK. So I think if those 3 team up really early, we'll see some incredible ganks and I imagine a snowball.
Well, let's see what they can do. Just to be clear, guys, what Ataraxia just said it is correct. Isurus Gaming and INTZ at the top of your screen is incorrect. The blue team is going to be INTZ. The red team is going to be Isurus Gaming. I'm certain production will notice that sooner rather than later. Latin American Adonis will be getting punched in the back of his head right about now, like he would if he was working here at hi-rez Studios with our real Adonis. That's why he casts now, to get him out of the production room. 4 seconds, and once again, we're going to see these back harpy these starts. If you saw a team doing this time and time again, would you look for an early invade and steal away? Like, look to steal the buffs?
Yeah, so the big weaknesses to this is that you leave your purple and your blue, but if you smart on the small camps, you leave the purple and blue respectively open. So you could go purple to purple and get that gank off, especially with a fast Guardian.
Or could you potentially go like their purple, then fight them at the red? Because you're going to have the time to do that, do you reckon? If you use the hog?
You could. I mean, if you just show up, you could do that because that would delay the mid laner getting there. And they're already ahead of the dual lane, so them being, they'll still get to lane first. So that would be a very good play. Well, maybe a future as a coach, Indy.
Thank you very much. First of all, let's see if we can actually learn to cast first. As we can see, the trades over in the duo lane between INTZ and Isurus Gaming. Still, the names are the incorrect way around. It should be INTZ blue team here, and Isurus Gaming are the red team. Let's see if I get confused in that one as time goes on.
Come on, Adonis, man.
Come on, Latin Adonis.
Dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball in the queue. 3Q though, and the Chains boy. That's my play of the game so far. Pibe, I believe it's the way you say it. Pibe. He's played some fantastic Geb so far, and now we're going to see him on a more aggressive support though in terms of Ares, and see if he can make something happen. Did start watch his gift though, so not scared to go aggressive. And he's got to be a little bit careful about the poke damage coming out really from the Sylvanus with that, as well as the minions.
Yeah, this is a difficult lane. Xbalanque with Sylvanus is one of my favourite pairings because Sylvanus guarantees that lane dominance, and it gives Xbalanque the room to farm, which brings him online that little bit earlier. And they should be able to get the better of the trades against the Ares on her.
Look at the solo lane right now. You called this. You said you played this match with Azalea, and it does look like Bellona is having her way with this Vamana early on. But it will come back later on as the game goes on. I mean, what sort of builds are you looking for here out of these two in the solo lane?
Well, for Bellona, against Vamana, I did the traditional auto attack, go very damage heavy because she's very survivable as she is. And I think, looking back, that was a mistake. If Bellona goes for a more gank.
No, don't worry about the gank. No? It's not exciting there.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, I think if maybe she goes for more physical protections early, then she can survive the Vamana poke. She killed him.
Oh wow, she did actually manage to drop it. No, he missed that kill over there. You can't always expect it. You can't play the production for that one. You don't expect solo laner to die straight up to slow laner. Just got information. Thank you, the guy in chat who just told me it's pronounced Pibe. I'll try Pibe. Pibe.
The important thing to note is that she hit 5, but that was from the kill. She did not use her ultimate to get that, so that was maybe Vamana stepping out of line, going a bit too deep there.
Well, it's going to be punished now because that's going to give her a bit more of an advantage in this. Mid-Harpies are due up soon. I'm surprised we don't actually see that Bellona rotate for these mid-Harpies now at the rights, because they could actually contest both, but looks like we're going to see a grouping by Isurus Gaming over at the left-hand side here. INTZ obviously did not get first blood. It was Isurus Gaming that did. Just to be clear, it's still not been changed on the overlay. We will keep trying to keep you updated of who's winning this game at the moment, because it's Isurus Gaming up 1-0, and they shared mid-Harpies.
So it looks like Bellona's going to go into that mystical mode, which I like. It means that Vamana can't really stand toe-to-toe.
But it keeps him in big baby form so long. Do you not think that's a bit risky?
Yeah, it's true. But he's not really. I guess he's healing.
I see this play that happened actually between the two of them there. It's full on aggression just coming out. Really, he didn't. Does he not have his dash? Did he use
Yeah, he
it
must have been greedy and not skilled his dash to get enhanced
Oh.
clear. So I think maybe his play where he was going to try and out clear the Bellona, never a good move. So he put his points into his 3 and his 2, and it didn't pay off.
Got punished. Nozwa's doing very well for INTZ so far. Actually, I have to change the names right. They've got the names right. They've got the names
There
right,
you
guys.
go.
Hey, I got confused because I kept reading them backwards. But Isurus Gaming is Nozwa in the solo lane. He's pretty much had his way with the solo lane so far, like throughout the whole day.
He has, yeah. I mean, it seems like he's had, even when he had the opportunity to get counter picks, he still did very well. So, big shout out to Noza. He's been a star player, I think, for Isurus.
Well, the two that I can really see as standout is Nozwa and definitely Pibe on the side of INTZ as well. Like the support player there have both been playing fantastically. Some of the other notable lists, like QE3Q, been quite quiet so far, honestly. He's not seen as much out of him that people expected. He's one of the most recognised players over here so far, just because of his time playing in the North American scene.
Yeah, I think he's had a difficult time making a splash because his team's been behind. Not necessarily his fault, but maybe if the AFK Cabrakan thing goes off, as I kind of hope it does, because it's very fun to watch. If that goes off, then maybe we'll see some more flashy Anhur plays.
Well, if he's not to make a splash, maybe he should pick Poseidon.
Or Heba. Have a pool party.
Yeah, we're bad at jokes together here. It's 5 minutes in though. Back up, he's going to get done here by Aimless on this Janus, who we've not seen much of yet. Looks like he's going to go for the standard sort of build of Chronos Pendant Shoes of Focus here. He's already got the Shoes of Focus finished. Generally, he's going to go Doom, but he would have done that by now. But it's just going to go for that full cooldown more than likely. We see Vamana go the same sort of build here. Maybe Mystical Mail for him too, do you expect?
I hope not. I'm not a big fan of that. Vamana has so many great items that he needs, and Mystical Mail kind of delays them for very long. I think if he goes Mystical Mail, he won't be having a big impact in these fights.
But maybe he's looking for this for like defensive use, basically, because he's struggling in this lane. Would it be maybe better Runeforge? Maybe.
I think so, yeah. But Mystical Mail is not very good for cost efficiency and survivability. Because at this point he can't fight the Bellona, so we should probably just look for the cheap item to keep him alive.
Gang left hand side, Cabrakan's going to go in, but immediately Jaguar gets forced out. And now we're going to see Serqet think about going in, changes her mind though after the aggression. We're going to see Harpy spawn in the mid lane as well right now. Left and right, I believe right's going to come ever so slightly sooner than those left ones at the moment. He's still in lane here, Sylvanus is already there. Meanwhile, Bellona doing what Bellona does and is really trying to bully Vamana as much as possible. As the Harpies, looks like we're going to see the rights go to Isurus game. Left one's got contested there a little bit, but we're not going to see Sylvanus do anything crazy. He actually blinked away then after actually just to make sure he didn't get caught.
Yeah, he's respecting the damage that they can output. If one of them catches them, then they're all going to catch up. So it was very good.
Nuza again is winning the trade, forcing another distance onto the Troll King is his actual name, or a troll. It's very hard to say, but I heard someone quoted it saying he's the Troll King, and he's very, very well known in Latin America and Brazil, but he's not having the easiest time against Nozwa. Come on, Hindu, get these names right.
I guess it is important to note that while INTZ are behind on gold, that is almost exclusively on Vamana. They're actually ahead of Isurus Gaming if you take out solo lanes, so they are doing better on the farm on this side of the map.
That's a good
Just
shot.
the solo lanes skewing the numbers a bit.
Well, we've seen Serqet. Serqet should be hitting about level 9 soon, and that's where she really starts to become a big threat, where she's able to get in there, potentially pick a target. I mean, she'll be looking for Janus for the most part, but will they be able to find it, I guess is the question, because she's not got as many targets as she'd like in this game, really. She's got Janus and she's got, Ares. Sorry, not Ares, Anhur. That's about it, really.
Yeah, I feel the same thing is happening with Nan on the Cabrakan. He's looking for these ganks, but who do you really go for? They're all very slippery. He wants to box someone into his ult, but everyone just keeps getting away.
So both junglers going to struggle a little bit for ganks. Maybe they'll just look for the whole team fight phase if they can find it. Cause some issues for him. P-Bag going to return back to base there on that Ares. Continue working, get his travel issues finished for the extra gold income for himself. Hog 3 available for both the supports right now, and the Gold Fury not been a threat from either team yet. But would you like to see like Anhur maybe go for the early Gold Fury just because of how Anhur is early on?
Yeah, I think they could. The one way they can get Isurus to fight them is to go to Gold Fury, because then they have to do something about it. So Anhur is very safe for killing the Golfer. He gets the extra lifesteal because he does more damage due to his pen and his pillar. So maybe that's the way they can get them to fight the Cabrakan and the Ares, is by going near Golfer.
Well, they need to do it soon before Xbalanque does get those stacks online on those Devourer's Gauntlets. As we see it this time around, Mystical Mail has been finished off by Nosra on that Bellona as well. You can still see Vamana working towards potentially his Mystical Mail there. Maybe he'll go for Mid-Guardian or something, we'll find out. He's swinging around to the left, looking for a potential bit of something onto Xbalanque, but Xbalanque well aware of the wall coverage. He's not going to get himself caught out by a blink. Right side though, Serqet's going with the gang onto Vamana, big baby reforce, but he's not going to heal. Meanwhile, QE3Q does get a kill on to Xbalanque on the other side. King Flamer though does take out the troll, and now it looks like INTZ are going to try and go for the Gold Fury potentially here. Agni's waiting in the ring, Sylvanus still alive too. Well, this is a Gold Fury call that's worth back to the junglers on the other side.
This is a good play. Sylvanus does have Hog 3 though, so they should keep an eye out for that. Ares
Oh, the blink!
Try it at Hog him.
He's going to blink, the pause is going to buy a second, the Gold Fury still stands for the time being, he's trying to reset, the Gold Fury's just been held against the wall as Nan does bring down the Sylvanus, and now we're going to actually see INTZ try and bring down the Gold Fury. They will get the Gold Fury and survive with the barest amounts of HP. 2 for 2 across the map now is the scoreline, but the Gold Fury goes to INTZ. A good play.
That was excellent execution by INTZ. They, the second that they saw Sylvanus go in, they CC'd him, and then you did not see not one tick of damage going to that Golfer just in case he could steal it. They all turned on Sylvanus, brought him down, and then straight away snap back to the gold, hog it, and get out. That was beautiful execution.
Nicely executed, and now we're going to see Isurus game and actually pick up this right hand Harpies as well. Left ones did just drop moments ago. So we said we needed to see them go for the Gold Fury really, and I think that initiation from Isurus game in the duo lane, sorry, the solo lane to kill off Vamana, just forced that for INTZ to actually go for it there really.
Yeah, it looked like we saw just before we cut to solo lane, we saw Xbalanque dash away, and Xbalanque did not have beat up, and that's his only escape from Ares' no escape.
Here we go. We actually see it on the screen right now coming in. PB just waits in the lane, blinks in. Yeah, more than likely. Blink, ult. Good night, sweet prince to Xbalanque, straight to the impale. Really nice pillar position in there as well. Knowing exactly where he's going to land. Straight to the impale the moment he landed. Secured the kill. Good work from QE3Q there. But that was the first mistake I've really seen out of King Flamer, honestly. Every time we've seen him gank that solo lane so far after exit, it's when the Golfury's been dead. That time he went early and his team were able to defend it.
I think it would have been I think he wasn't counting on the gank from Nando.
He's trying to juke out the abilities and he's going to survive there. Meanwhile, Serqet's going aggressive. Flamer's trying to bring down Cabrakan. Cabrakan's barest amount of HP is going to survive. And the whole rotation from INTZ is going to keep them alive here. But reinforcements are coming. Oh no, Sylvanus went for the blink ultimate. Mistimed the blink. And actually just ulted the ground. I hate when I do that. It's so unfortunate.
If we saw the Vamana ult in there, that's my worry with the Mystical Mailbow, because he's sunk nearly 3,000 gold and he didn't actually hit anyone with it.
Yeah.
He's very slow, he has no sticking power, and even if he does hit them, he's not doing a lot of damage, so... it's not my favourite pickup, we'll see how it plays out. It does even up the lane for him, so...
Well, he's not scared right now. Bellona once more trading out, but just going to back away after clearing the wave out. As that was a crazy fight for... INTZ more than anyone, because that was just Isurus 2v4 to an extent. We saw the 4-man rotation over there, and I think they could have actually lost a few of their players there, could have INTZ, if the Sylvanus could have actually got that ult off.
Yeah, it looked like maybe his blink wasn't quite up, and he felt like it was, so he went to use it, and then ulted, and I maybe got ahead of himself. I'm not sure.
I hate when that happens. It's awful. I'm sometimes so fast I'm trying to press blink that I forget, but blink here from Cabrakan, going to get stunned out instead. Good disengage from King Flamer. Left on Harpies have been contested by INTZ there, but they're not up for a little while longer yet. We're just going to go back to Farmville, 12 minutes into the 2. Gold lead is actually marginal. It's like 600 gold in favour of INTZ right now. It's not a lot.
If you keep the solo laners out of it though, that's a fairly big lead I think for the rest of the map. But Vamana is quite far. He's still 400 gold with a gold free. So...
Being punished
it's challenging.
But it's still, Vamana is going to go tanky anyway. There's a gold experience. It's pretty much even right now between the two. 484 experience in favour of Isurus Gaming, but gold 500 in favour of INTZ. So pretty similar on these. For a final game, the winner of this will play AFK Gaming. They're probably tuning in watch this. No escape goes off. It pulls into the Wrath of Terror was too early, and he's going to fall down to QE3Q. Followed up by his Killing Flame as QE3Q brings him down too. It's just a shame there's no Goal Fury available for INTZ to continue putting the pressure on, because they're looking good this game.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big misplay from Isurus, because if you look at the beats time on Serqet, she must have used that during the pull, but got pulled anyway, so maybe mistimed that, and if Sylvanus mistimed his ult as well, that was 2 kills they didn't need to drop.
2 kills they didn't need to drop, but now it's going to be in the controlling zone for the time. His speed buff is available. Isurus Gaming, Bellona's hanging around there. Noswa, who's done good work so far. He wasn't able to really get involved in those fights over there, though. And Sylvanus not having the best game right now is, I believe his name is Rondalas. This isn't the best performance we've seen out of him today. I feel it's misplayed twice now. Missed the blink initiation with the Wrath of Terror, and then he Wrath of Terror a little bit too early against the Ares, then so he didn't have CC immunity. Ended up getting pulled in and died because of it.
Yeah, maybe his heart's not in it. I'm not sure.
that was bad.
Sorry.
That was
I
bad.
mean, yeah. I thought I'd try the banner thing, you know, being with Hindu and all.
That was bad.
Moving back to the game, are there any items you'd love to see pick up from either of the teams that could influence what's coming up?
Oh, you're asking me questions now?
Yeah.
Where are you getting this idea from? I was supposed to be asking you questions.
After the call of the liability of the purple buff early in the game, I thought maybe.
Right. Well, let's see between the eyes. I mean, to be honest, you said about the Vamana already. He's now working on his boots for a bit of mobility as well as sprint, which I think he's going to need to be able to chase down the targets. Because, like you said, the Mystical Mail's not really working out. It'd be interesting to see maybe if he goes for a Frozen Mallet would be pretty good. Considering what he's against in this lineup, it could actually affect the enemy team quite considerably, because Serqet does require in-hands to proc those poisons. So that could actually help him out a little bit. And slows down her escape potential, but talking about that crap, we've got INTZ going for the Goal Fury once again. Isurus Gaming waiting in the wings. Sylvanus is getting zoned out though with those tremors. And actually, we're going to see the engagement from QE3Q with that Desert Fury doing great work on the back. So that snipe came out and hit from Aimless to destroy Bethany. There's the Eagles rally engaged though coming out from Noswa. And they're going to be able to secure that one with Sagwez now as well. The portal's going to buy Cabrakan in a second. But Isurus Gaming actually come out 2 for 1 in that trade so far. And they might actually be able to do the Goal Fury because of it.
I think this is what Isurus need to do. They need to get their Bellona in the fight. You know, she's been doing great work in solo lane, but without her in the team fights, they've been struggling, and they're giving up goal for here.
Well, they're going to pack Cabrakan potentially in the mid lane here. They just blinked in on him as well, did Sylvanus. They will bring him down as they're tuning in for Vamana there to see if he swings around. He doesn't. Noswa picks up that kill, and now we're going to see King Flamer going for the aggression again onto Vamana. Doesn't find it though for now, but the Goal Fury stands. So who comes out on top because of that?
I definitely think that's a win for Isurus, regardless of whether the golden experience lies or what they get out of it. It's a momentum victory. You know, they just took a big team fight. They were behind. They've evened things up a bit, and Bellona kind of, you know, I think she's kind of redoubled their efforts on the team. She's given them a bit of a boost.
Well, we're starting to see a bit of more of a grouping coming out now, as the solo laners from both INTZ and Isurus have rotated over to the mid lane for the most part now, since this Goal Fury attempts have been going on. And obviously, you know, this isn't so bad for Isurus Gaming just because their tower still stands on this. But let's watch this replay back as they show it here. The blink into the chains, looking for Sylvanus. The no escape does hit onto Serqet, who beads early, gets pulled all the way back in, and there was the Wrath of Terror as well. So it's actually a misplay from... To be honest, it was a small mistake from both the Wrath of Terror and Sylvanus, as well as we saw the Serqet beads really early then as well.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if those kills weren't dropped coming into the next fight. Could have been a much bigger swing. But it's LAN, you know, these things happen. It's a very high tense environment, and you can't always play perfectly.
You need your heart, right?
Yeah, it needs to be in it.
It needs to be in it. Okay, 5 to 5. We're going to see the Goal Fury warded up by both teams once again. Carol Warden, as per usual, currently in control for Isurus Gaming here. 1 to 1 is the score. The winner gets to face AFK Gaming in a best of 5 scenario for $10,000 in the prize pool. I believe first place will take away $8,000. That's going to get Zapman drunk tonight if they can actually manage to win that AFK. But let's find out whether it's going to be INTZ or Isurus to actually face them in this game at 18 minutes in. It's pretty much all square though right now.
Yeah, doing some player comparison, we can see that Xbalanque has a slight lead over the Anhur. Not a comfortable position for QE to be in, because Xbalanque does have the better late game. But more interestingly, if we compare Janus and Agni, there is a massive difference between those two. 1.5k gold and 3 levels.
And it's only Bancross really completed their full beads as well, so investing deep into those beads are both of them they really need to. But Janus doing a good job with that mobility, really helps out a lot of the time. Gold Fury has been started. You see the ultimate come out there from Cabrakan as a re-engage may happen. Disengage actually from both teams happening, but on the backside, Vamana is left alone. He's doing good work here. His team's going to come in with the blinks, and there's Cabrakan and Anhur, both blinking, no escape. Only hits 2 targets, and Eagle's rally actually stops that from collapsing there. Vamana still chasing onto the backline, doing great work to zone out 3. No one dies in this engagement yet. As left-hand side, Cabrakan tries to zone away Serqet one more time, but INTZ are the ones in a healthier position, and they're going to attempt to do this. Gold Fury, Cabrakan zone injury. Keep an eye on Sylvanus of the blinking. He's looking for the Gold Fury. Can he secure the portal's going to buy a second? Gold Fury's going to go to who? Isurus Gaming get the Gold Fury. Sylvanus against the world does manage to secure it. Meanwhile, Bellona's trying to survive. She will go down. 2 lives for the Gold Fury. Is that worth?
Oh, those tremors at the end of that fight, they got 2 kills that they might not have gotten. They're
going to turn this around. Oh no, Beads comes out. Tremors might continue to chase. Burning, good auto from Bethany to secure that one. And now with Xbalanque coming on, Bethany secures 2 kills. So that's a 2 for 2 now. And the Gold Fury to Isurus.
Yeah, so although that was a very back and forth fight, shout out to the King Troll. He played the Vamana that he has is a tanky one. He can't really kill people, but he can scare people away, and that's exactly what he did. He forced 3 people away from the Gold Fury all the way to the mid lane tower, which is not an easy thing to do when your Vamana does no damage. So, you know, he kind of herded the sheep away,
he did,
which allowed them to get into a good position for the Gold Fury. It's just unfortunate it wasn't secured.
Well, he's forced Sylvanus away, he forced Agni away, and was it Xbalanque as well? They were the 3 he got out
I
of that
think so,
engagement.
yeah.
He left Serqet and Bellona, the only 2 for his team to deal with, and they didn't manage to bring him down, unfortunately. And the good relation, I think the issue I really saw there from my personal standpoint was Cabrakan zoned out Serqet and not the Sylvanus, so Sylvanus could blink in and force that whole fight.
Yeah, I think that's it could have been a different story if the Sylvanus couldn't blink in, go 3 down, and then they could disengage.
So once again, 7-7. I mean, we keep discussing this, right? But honestly, late game, who has the late game? Just on paper, not necessarily individual players, just on paper. Who do you favour him?
On paper, I'm going to give it to INTZ. I think the Vamana, although he is going to take a while to get rolling once he gets his execution online.
Oh,
maybe Crossband Hammer as well.
He's not
he's gone for another defensive item, so eventually when he gets that up and he can kill people and he's invincible, I think that's going to be difficult to bring him down.
Well, let's see what they're going to do then. INTZ is your call, but so far INTZ haven't really been the ones to show how strong they've supposedly been, because it's Isurus Gaming that have basically won both these games. They made a mistake game 1 though, and threw the game in all honesty, and gave INTZ that 1 lead, but then came back strong in game 2, didn't make the same mistake again, and now we find ourselves in game 3. The winner faces AFK Gaming. Gold's pretty much even. Experience is a lead, I believe. Actually, I think the lead's actually even. I think experience is even too. Maybe ever so slightly in favour of INTZ, I'd say. Just
very close game regardless. I would love to see Bellona come out with the chin side. I think that could really make the difference if she gets the timing of that right, because it's a viable pickup on every single one of their goals. It's going to do.
Is getting all in here, but they don't manage to find the bombs from Bellona on that Agni, and so he does manage to escape with his life. Ultimate used by Serqet and all 3 bombs used by Agni there, so a little bit of potential for INTZ to go aggressive now.
Yeah, they've definitely got the room. Serqet is pretty weak. She doesn't have her crit online, so her 1 isn't hitting that hard. She really needs her ultimate, and with that down, they should really look for the timing here.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. INTZ is just going to back away for the time being. QE3Q 4-1-3 this game round. I said he would have been quite quiet so far, but having a good game for himself this time round, level 19. The swing round from Isurus, though, looking to collapse onto this tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. King Flame is thinking about it, but he's got Cabrakan coming around the back, noticing because of the ward, doesn't find the kiss. So they just stare at each other a little bit, and then both back away.
So with the Gold Fury spawning in about a minute and a half, Fire Giant's still up for contention. You've got a lot of blue wards on there, but no red. I mean, there's a possibility to sneak that, though I don't think they're in a position, as they're getting a lot of pressure exerted on this left tower.
I mean, could you potentially like bait a Gold Fury and then ult to Fire Giant, or bait a Fire Giant ult to Gold Fury with Janus?
You could. They're my favourite type of Janus players. They
Oh, Blink initiation with the no escape, but it's only hit onto Sylvanus, who uses Wrath of Terror to deter that one. And the beat is actually forced out on QE3Q. It takes a lot of poke damage from the Xbalanque. Meanwhile, though, the engagement's still going on the backside as Janus got a little bit of poke damage down, did Aimless, but Bellona's swinging around the side too. And it's instead of trying to disengage here, Gold Fury's still on cooldown, so this whole fight at the moment hasn't really been for anything. It's a more fast-paced game than the last game, really, this one.
It is, yeah. It's a lot closer, less clean. I think both teams are really realizing, you know, they're coming to play. They're going for the big plays to really swing the game. So, great to watch, well, at the very least.
Looks like we're seeing a Decisive spell being picked up by the Troll King at the moment on this Vamana as his next time. He's not finished off where that's going to go to with that steel mail. More than likely going to be mid-guardian, I suspect there. He could potentially go hard in the median line, but it's almost doubtful there. More than likely going to be mid-guardian just to continue the chases. Both teams vying and wait for this Gold Fury to respawn, which just has landed.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Oboe pickup. It's a very good item for Vamana, but it's very power dependent, and he only has the 55 power before this. So the procs aren't going to be that strong unless he's in his ultimate, and then he has obviously the power gain from that. But maybe an Executioner would have been more my style, but the Oboe is AoE damage, so we will see the contributions there.
We also see a Witchblade picked up by Cabrakan as well, played by Nan, as long with the mid-guardian mail. So at the moment, a very utility build coming out from Cabrakan, which is something that you generally see on Cabrakans in the jungle these days. It's all utility. It's not necessarily, you just go with the base damage numbers that he really gets.
Yeah, I like this build because the people who can kill him, you know, he's not going to die to a burst. He's going to be, trained down through sustained damage, and that's really Bellona and Xbalanque. And he has mid-guardian mail and Witchblade, so their attack speed against him is going to be pretty minimal.
P-Bear's doing good work on Ares to land some of those chains. We've not really seen him play any other god than Geb so far today. But this time, he's trying to be a frontline for his team. Currently 0-2-0. But there's no escape engage once again. He's getting bursted down. And it's actually better he's going to get bursted down. Apologies for that. Vamana's doing work on the backside forcing Xbalanque. Where meanwhile, QE3Q is trying to bring down the man mountain that is Nozwa, who's had a great game. Janus going to continue the chase on Saber Vortex. Does hit. One auto will be able to bring her down. She does fall. Meanwhile, QE3Q does bring down Xbalanque. They're potentially chasing in and blinking in onto Sylvanus. Wrath of Terror comes out to disengage and chains applied though. He's still a tanky target. Blinking and pushing over the wall is the Serqet, who gets hit by the snipe by Aimless. And they actually get the double. And immediately INTZ have just decided Isurus Gaming in a crazy engagement.
They're going straight for the fire giant. That's exactly what they need to do. It's free at this point. And Aimless, I mean, I don't know why it's called Aimless, because his aim seems pretty spot on, right? That's 2 snipes from, like, that was
brutal. That was brutal. I feel so sorry for King Flame. Like, he ambushed out and took the snipe. He ambushed into a snipe, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time. Was it no, it was Agni the first time,
yeah, Agni
right?
the first time, yeah. And then he's just done it to King Flamer as well, so great play from INTZ as a team overall here. This is the first time we're actually seeing them in a position of lead, honestly, in this best of 3, but they've got themselves into this final game. They're a step in the right direction to getting themselves through to face AFK Gaming for a potential $10,000 prize pool payday between these two teams. Rough fight. I mean, it felt like INTZ just played that inch perfect.
Yeah, I think the engagement from Isurus were a bit all over the place, and they didn't really go onto one spot, so no one really got low, and maybe that's a problem. I think that's credit to the King Troll, because he, as usual, zoned them out. He also has picked up a red potion, interestingly enough, which I very much like, because he should finish it. No, he hasn't finished an Oboe. And I don't really like it that much. If he finishes Oboe, then I like it because it augments the power for it.
See,
and then the procs are stronger.
That's the thing with Ricassi. You'll start saying something and realise you don't like it, and then you're like, oh, damn. Now I
well, he hasn't used it yet, so maybe he's going to back after the Gold Fury, pick up the Oboe, and then we love it again.
Well, with the Fire Giant being taken, they're going to get the Gold Fury for free. No contestation by Isurus Gaming. Not a surprise there to see them go away with that. But Aimless this game, we mentioned him a little bit, and he's actually currently 4-0-5 this game. I'd love to see his damage numbers because he's playing this god fantastic with that Book of Toth. full stacked as well as Obsidian Shard. He's really starting to do the work that he needs to with this god, especially when, you know, his magical damage on the team. Yeah, he's got AFK, but Cabrakan's got utility too.
Yeah, he is. I think he's the one who's bringing down the Bellona in these fights. It was, you know, the first time she showed up, she did crazy stuff, which we might see again here as the fight breaks out.
Well, the pull was attempted there, not going to be found by Sylvanus. The speed up applied thanks to the threshold of Janus here. The poke run out from QE3Q trying to get it. King Flavor hanging on the side on Serqet, keep an eye on him. He'll be looking for Anhur. Anhur knows it though, as the blink initiation does come out from Cabrakan, as well as the Ares, no escape, and Vamana, big baby. This is a bit of destruction. QE3Q with the Desert Fury secures one. Aimless does get a massacre, it says on the screen. A double kill for QE3Q. Sylvanus goes down the portal. Will make King Flamer fall down to give Aimless a double kill, and this looks like it's it. This looks like it's over.
That's the. I guess this is what we expected to see from the season.
It is over.
Team, they get the lead.
It is
2-1.
Over 2-1. INTZ, you called them to be the favourites to go through based on the composition. They played it well. They did not have an easy time at all, I'll tell you that much. But they found themselves through to the grand finals to play off against AFK Gaming little later on today. It was scheduled for 1:30 EST. At the moment, though, we'll see how long it's going to take them to congratulate each other and celebrate their really good victory there.
Yeah, that was. They took the lead, and then 2 minutes later they've won. So, you know, they knew exactly what they needed to do. That fight on the tier 2, not much to say. It was pretty textbook and perfect by them. So a well-played series, I think.
Really interested to see Isurus Gaming come back because they look like a real threat coming out of Latin America. The Brazilian team were the favourite going into this INTZ, but INTZ were the ones. We Love Bacon, they were previously called. They did great at the World Championships, finishing themselves 5th, but they met some stiff competition in Isurus Gaming then.
Yeah, I mean, that series could have very easily been 2-0 to Isurus if it wasn't for the first game's unfortunate throws. So, I mean, at the very least, they can hold their heads high, and they played a very good set, which definitely could have been theirs.
So, the real question, right? Now we're going to see INTZ face up against AFK. They're using Zapman as a sub, as Ally didn't have an alarm clock or something, probably to make sure he could be there on time. What do you feel about their chances up against AFK Gaming?
I think that we will see. I think the random picks. I think we'll see some very random picks out of AFK. They're more here. I think they might be here to have a bit of fun. Because there's not much on the line for them. Oh, there's the money. Can they win the money?
There's money on the line. Yep. First place will get about $8,000. Second place will get about $2,000.
So they can win the money. Okay. So if they can win the money, then maybe they'll be a bit more serious.
Oh.
But I still expect them to do some funky stuff, and I think maybe INTZ might get the better of them. I think that'll be good for the story. They win that first game, and after that, AFK will buckle down, and as the more experienced team, I think they'll take the rest of the series.
Just like a pro team, what do? You check Twitch chat and see what people are spamming in it. That's what they're doing right now. They're making sure that people are spamming their Volcanias or whatever they use over there. Their babyface, Devios, Rage Faces, who knows? That's what they're looking at now. Maybe they're checking the Latin American edition of Reddit version of Smite to seeing how people thought about their performance that game, but it wasn't easy. But look at this. He's eating chips on stage.
I feel like this is an inside joke that we're not part of.
It says bacon on them.
Oh, does it?
It says bacon on them. We love bacon, and they open a packet of bacon. That is like siding with a team. You know that?
Yeah.
That's
well,
siding
they've
with a
already
team.
won.
I would never do that.
Never.
Never do that. Ever. Go EU. Go EU. So analysts are back on the desk again, guys. Next up will be the AFK game up against INTZ. Whatever time that does start, I will let you know when I know as well. In the meantime, they'll probably go over some analysis, bring up the players and give them interviews and such as well. We'll leave the stream going and just keep following through as long as we can. I don't have an official start time of when this is going to go on, so please stay tuned. Do not forget, though, the SPL will be going on momentarily, I believe, over on Smite Game, so maybe open up both the streams if you want to catch AFK and Zapman playing. But SPL Week 5 is currently going on at the same time over on the Smite Game channel. What we could do is we could cast the SPL game while we wait. No, that's a bad idea.
Is it?
We could have casted it. We could have cast the SPL game while we wait.
Yeah, if you want to.
No, it's fine. I thought about it. It's like, no, my voice is bad anyway.
I don't know. I think it's pretty.
Oh, we're too banter, me
Pretty
and you. It's too banter. We can't.
I feel bad already. I feel guilty.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get blocked
should.
on Twitter by
You
DM,
should.
man.
You should.
The Chiefs
Very
community's
rude.
already reported me, and I'm waiting my ban any day now.
Very rude. So yep, INTZ did win 2-1 over Isurus Gaming. A really good performance by them. Is that man greater than INTZ? Oh, Matunix wants to be happy. It's like a 45-minute wait anyway. I don't know the official wait time, guys. Otherwise, I probably would do that. I don't want to waste your time, but we can see some replays on your screen for now, as we can actually see where this fight kind of like initiated. Because this was the one where they got the fire giant from, I believe. So Vamana zoned on the front line with AFK. AFK gets a really good no escape off onto 3 targets there, and the Eagles rally actually was used. But look at Vamana on the backside just beating away and forcing Xbalanque out of this fight, while on the left hand side, Serqet was kind of out of position there. She tried to swing all the way around the back and couldn't find the pick, really. And then watching him Vainless, as we can see, he does get the last auto hit on to Bellona and then looks for the pick onto Serqet as well, which is a little bit risky. They cleaned it up pretty well, honestly. I just felt maybe in that fight we didn't see Serqet in position properly.
Yeah, it did feel like they were coming in from all the different angles, and they never. It feels like Vamana cut them off, so they never really got to. Because you saw the Bellona all in the middle of the goal free. Maybe they're looking for the Anhur or the Janus, and the rest of the team just didn't get there in time. Or at all.
Yep, and then they got sniped by Aimless with that ridiculous snipe through the back of the head onto poor Flaming. What's his name? Flaming. I've forgotten it already.
King Flamer?
King Flamer, yeah.
Was it King Flamer?
Yeah, King Flamer sounds right. I was going to say Flaming Troll, and I was like, no, that's 2 different people at the same time.
They should probably play more Janus, though. He was on board.
Janus was very, very good. Very, very good indeed was he. Right, guys, we're going to cut, play some music in the meantime while we wait. If you want to tune into SPL, go do so. We'll be bringing back AFK as soon as it's up. We'll bring you all the action from that too, as these guys do all their analysis stuff. We've done our analysis. We're used to this. We're going to be casting the games too. We don't have multiple people working our side, so we'll be back after a little break. We wait for the AFK versus INTZ best of 5 grand finale.